whose first year in New York might already be going off the rails after a full season off. There were a lot of questions this summer about Le'Veon's lack of participation in the Jets offseason program, and the running back is finally fed up with the noise.
Hey, real bro, I'm tired of social media. I'm tired of everybody telling me, Le'Veon, you're not focused. You only want to make music. You want to play basketball. He do everything besides play football. And let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. Everybody talking, man, I know y'all got a favorite person, a favorite athlete, your mom, your dad, whoever y'all do. So if somebody work at Target, do you think when they work from day 9 to 5, they go home and all they doing is worry about putting on the shelves? They trying to worry about what cereal numbers coming up? No. You think Bron just waking up, oh, he ain't having no Taco Tuesdays? Bron don't have Taco Tuesdays? Y'all think he's just hooping all day? Y'all think Beyonce waking up singing all day? She don't go to work, she don't act. She don't do nothing else taking her kids. Y'all think she's waking up singing?
All right. Obviously, him going at it with his social media following. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's the bad mindset, though. I think it's a window into he's concerned with the noise, and he's playing for a head coach who isn't enamored with how much money they're paying him and may not have wanted him. And I think he may get frustrated if he doesn't produce numbers early on to answer these critics.
Yeah, it's amazing that I don't think they understand that when you're doing that, that's for your followers. Those are people that actually like you. Like, imagine that video seems like it's for people who don't like him, and it's actually going to the audience that actually follows you. Amazing. I like his mindset because I think there is a small maturity, a different Le'Veon than before. Let me explain. We all know for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Now, his reactions before, not so public, but private. And those private miscues used to show up publicly, the suspension and smoking the big weed and all that stuff that he's been through before. And maybe someone got to him and said, no more suppression, brother. Speak it out, live your life. Hey, you do your game in the public arena. Why not live your private life in the public arena, your private issues in the public arena? Some part of me smells that Le'Veon is doing that off of that prescription. That said, if you look at this generation, the most disturbing thing to me is that they still want to count the people that are against them more than those who are with them. And I think that Le'Veon needs to understand that beyond just responding to the smaller minority of people who actually have problems with his game. Because if you look at his game, he hits the switch, he gets on the field, and it's instant success. So he needs to stick to that.
Yeah, he needs to stick to that. I think the tough thing now is probably the toughest time ever to be an athlete because you have so many people that can get right to you. Like back in the day when we were playing, Jason, I would only run into you in the locker room. I didn't have to worry about you hitting me up or getting into my mentions.
Joes, but go ahead.
Yeah, like
Diamond Joe.
Diamond Joe's every now and then. But now they hear all the noise.
All of it.
And you have to have a strong constitution to be able to kind of block that out. Like we can say it's someone in the basement, but look, those words matter. And the fact that he decided to go off, it does kind of let a little peek into his soul that he does feel the pressure of, look, I sat out a year ago. Everyone is sitting there waiting and hoping on his downfall so they can say, I told you so. So he has a lot of pressure coming in there, and he's playing for a lesser team. So, yeah, I believe number 26 is feeling some of the pressure.
I think there's a couple of cool things about this. One, it shows me that he cares.
Yeah.
Like, he cares. He wants to be good. Like, he wants to go out there and prove people wrong. And I think that's a great place and a great position to be in. I know that there was a lot of noise about Adam Gase didn't really want him, and this was kind of the blow-up inside the structure of the New York Jets. But I will tell you this. He is a great fit in Adam Gase's offense. Adam Gase in Miami was in 11 personnel, 3 wides, 1 back, 1 tight end, about close to 80% of the plays. And he's a wide zone guy. That's what he structures everything off of. That's what the Denver Broncos ran back in the day, what the Atlanta Falcons ran, what Kyle Shanahan runs in San Francisco. And the thing about that is it's a perfect place for a patient runner who's going to take the handoff. He's going to read who's got force, and then you start to like go hole to hole to hole where you're going to cut back. So you press the hole. If it's there, you take it. You take your 4 yards, but you go from hole to hole to hole on the cutback runs. And there is nobody better from a patient standpoint and a vision standpoint. One thing about the running back position, like the knowledge base, like you're not a quarterback, so you don't have to sit there and study all day, every day. If you've got great vision and you have great instincts, and there's no back in my mind that has better instincts or better vision than Le'Veon Bell, like, how much studying do you have to do? Like, to me, he has the opportunity to have some free time when he's done with the practice facility and done with the study and the film. Like, he's got that. I think this is a great fit for him. I think he's got the potential of having an outstanding kind of breakout type of year for him. And he's had great breakouts before, but I think the system is great for him.
I think that's going to be, I think he's got some insecurity because he has a very unique running style that worked in Pittsburgh with that offensive line, that group of coaches. Now he's coming over. I don't know. I'm no expert on Sam Darnold. I don't think he's Ben Roethlisberger. I don't think they have an Antonio Brown or a Juju Smith-Schuster, people that keep the safeties really honest. I think he's a little insecure and nervous, and that's why he's responding to a bunch of people he doesn't know and don't know him. That's what worries me about young people, is how much they worry about people who don't know him.
Yeah, I mean, Bucky talked about it a little. It's really a difference in terms of climate and culture and first-generation social media adapters. Like, there's no one to lean on in terms of learning about social media because your parents didn't use it. So now you're learning all this on the fly. And I do remember the transition from non-social media to social media. And I do reflect on when I grew up. We all bought into the equation that if you're good in sports, oh, life's going to be great. You're the man on campus. You know, your Letterman jacket's going to be full of all the patches, and the cheerleader's going to cheer the loudest for you. And you never heard the contrast. And I played in the NFL where all we had was a Sunday paper and a Sunday highlight show. And everything else, I lived the glorious life. And then you enter social media. And now your neighbors don't just come over to say, hey, my cousin's in town, will you sign an autograph? Here's some apple pie. They coming over through your phone, through your computer, and telling you, you suck. And that is new for the athlete who we all bought into a world that we never heard the contrast. I'm sorry. I understand when guys finally turn around and about face at times to let them know and try to reset, even though it's not the smart play.
Yeah, man, look, I think he has to understand, keep the main thing the main thing. Like, we're right now on the eve of going to training camp. He needs to focus on training camp. The video that came out earlier in the day where we got a chance to see him working out, I was more encouraged by that because the Le'Veon Bell that showed up in that video looked like he was in shape. He was running well. He looks like he is ready to go. However, when you talk about the mentality, the fact that he had to have this rant on Instagram talking about all the other stuff, man, we're too close to training camp to be worrying about the other stuff and the outside noise.
I just think if things don't go well, having set out a year, having had a dispute with his offensive line in Pittsburgh, if things don't go well in the first month, this dude's going to snap.
I got one example already. Being a former running back in college, you got that patient style. It's beautiful because we already anticipate in Pittsburgh, you're going to get your yards. You're going to get your catches out the backfield. We get it, even if you're off to a slow start. You come to a new situation, and there are all those expectations on you, and you get up to that line and stop, and back, tackle for loss. Do it again. Back, tackle for loss. Get to the sideline. Guess what the running back coach telling you? Hit the hole. And once you get out of your game to try to play their game, to play a better game, it's all over, brother, and that can occur quick.
I lost you at running back. I thought fullback, and I'm talking about real fullback, like real full.
He's full.
Like, he ain't hungry.
The Lakers are having trouble moving on from the Kawhi Leonard fiasco. We'll tell you if they're starting to look like sore losers. Hurts.